Let's consider compliance. Have you ever described your patient as being non-compliant? Now I want to pause on that one word that seems to come up again and again in physiotherapy. Compliance. You must comply. Patient compliance is poor. They didn't comply with their program. They didn't comply with their exercises. Let's just sit with that for a minute. What does compliance actually mean? It means someone followed our orders. It means they did what we told them to do. It means that we stayed in control, and when they didn't do what we asked them or told them to do, we blame them. But here's the thing. Compliance doesn't live in the same world as empowerment. If our aim is to create empowered people who are confident, capable, connected to their goals, then we need to move beyond this outdated language of obedience. Because physiotherapy isn't about obedience. It's about understanding, engagement. It's about ownership. And ownership starts with insight. Commitment doesn't come from control. Here's what I believe, and maybe you do too. People commit to self-care when they feel equipped to lead their own change. That commitment isn't about being told what to do, it's about being helped to understand why it matters. We're not just there to give instructions, we're there to guide, support, and to explore. That means giving people not just knowledge, but the space to develop self-awareness, to connect their actions with their goals, their exercises with their outcomes, and their bodies with their choices. And yes, that's hard work. It requires time and patience and a lot of listening on our part. We have to understand them so we can then help them to understand themselves. Facilitating, not dictating. Now let's reframe our role. We're not directors on a stage, we're not commanders in charge, we're facilitators. And if a patient isn't following their program, maybe it's not about laziness or resistance, maybe it's about overwhelm, maybe it's confusion, or maybe it's just life. And research tends to support this. When you give somebody 8 exercises, their chances of sticking to them, pretty low. Give them just 2 well-chosen, meaningful actions, and their engagement goes up dramatically. Why? Because clarity drives action and simplicity builds success. So instead of asking, why aren't they doing what I told them? Let's ask, what's getting in the way of their success and how can I help? It's time to reclaim the relationship. Here's the heart of it all. We need to stop telling and start listening. We need to stop blaming and start partnering. We need to stop aiming for compliance and start building trust. Because physiotherapy isn't just about fixing, it's about connecting. And that connection, that relationship is where real healing starts. So let's keep asking the hard questions of ourselves. Let's keep reflecting on our language. Let's keep building a profession that doesn't just deliver care but co-creates it. You'll notice that I've been using the term patient throughout, which is something I do not often do because you will know if you've listened to anything before. I prefer in our industry to talk about clients. We often refer to those that we work with as clients. But many in NHS and other community contexts, the term patient is still used, still relevant, still meaningful, but it reflects a particular kind of relationship. Yes, one rooted in care and trust and professionalism, but also it's potentially tinged with some imbalance. The term patient carries a level of vulnerability. I don't think it's describing an empowered person with the power of choice, which I believe client as a term better reflects that. With true patient-centered care, compliance is a mute issue. Clients who are informed and an active participant choose to either do or not do. We must therefore seek to gain trust, Seek to understand and then be understood. So let's not describe our clients as non-compliant. Let's ask ourselves, are we compelling enough? Have we listened? Do we understand? Can we work through the barriers? Can we explain? Can we understand why? Can we readjust? Are we actually working on their goals? Or are we working on what we think is our priority? Truly, person-centred care does not require compliance, more a willing enthusiasm. So there's something for you to think about. Make a shift in the way that you think about compliance. How does that fit with you offering truly person-centred care? And how can you help create compelling plans that your clients willingly participate in? They're making great choices and they're really empowered to achieve their goals.